It's simply saying, before we pop children out in this world, in this country, in our society, we have to sort everything out. This law is not just about children in conflict with the law. It is about all Filipino children who deserve to be given a head start early in life by ensuring that even before they are born, there is already a protective environment waiting for them so that they can be nurtured and guided, where food, water, shelter, education, love, and discipline and community of the family and the community are not one thing. So anyway, let us go back to the minimum age. Why did Philippines increase the minimum age of criminal responsibility? It used to be 9, now it's 15. Prior to the effectivity of the law, children as young as 9 years old were being put to jail even for petty crimes, like theft. That is the most common crime being committed by children. It is a crime of survival. Children were being imprisoned for stealing food, candies, and what have you. In one report of an NGO, it showed a picture. You can see it on the internet if you search it, PREDA Foundation. It showed a picture of 2 children, aged 9 and 10 years old, jailed for theft. They were in a very small cell, about 6 feet in depth and width, so a size of perhaps a middle-sized bathroom, together with 18 other children detainees and 16 adult prisoners. That picture represented the typical situation in the Philippine jails at that time, and I saw them. Children were being mixed with adults, most often hardened criminals in extremely crowded cells with subhuman conditions. At that time, the Bureau of Jail and Management Penology reported that majority of jails all over the country, even until now, do not have a separate detention facilities for children. Because of the conditions, of the dire conditions of these detained children in the Philippines, it attracted international attention. And in fact, both CNN and Australian Broadcasting Corporation featured stories about very young Filipino children being jailed and mixed with adults in jail. To quote the special report, they said, the horrific Philippine prison conditions, revealing shocking images of children as young as 9 years old, accused of theft, languishing in filthy and overcrowded jails, mixed with murderers and pedophiles. This report caused outrage from all over the world, and people started flooding the Philippine government portal with emails condemning the practice. As a result, the country agreed to its legislators and of course the President at that time that jail is no place for children. That's why we have RA 9344, or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Law. What are the issues when the minimum age was increased? With the increase of the minimum age, stories of children committing crimes managed to make it in the news on a frequent basis. This gave the impression that crimes of children are greatly increasing in the Philippines. How many children do you think are committing crimes in the Philippines? Do we have the statistics? Ilan po kaya? 500,000? 1,000? Actually, the reported crimes based on PNP last year, reported crimes by children is 5,318. Is that a lot? Based on the average reported crimes committed by children for over 9 years, that means from 2002 to 2011, children crimes comprise 2.6% every year. 97.4% of those reported are still adult crimes. But even if it's just one child, it's a substantial number. Why? Because it is unusual for children to commit crimes. So when they do, we have to address the issue. And I think that's the reason why they always make it into the news. It's not usual to commit for a child to kill someone, to rape someone, or to to rob a bank, for example. And it's perhaps it sells more if we report about a child who has murdered someone than an adult. That's why they make it into the news. The law has received a lot of criticisms from various groups who continue to raise their concerns about children supposedly abusing the law because they can allegedly walk away without punishment. I don't think it's a cause and effect situation. When children exhibit bad behavior, it's not because of the law, but because there's always a deeper reason. These children who violate the law more often come from dysfunctional family or in poverty situation that have pushed their family structure to break. These children do not have opportunity for supervision or direction and no one to help them in their struggle to be good and useful men and women. If we look at the pattern of reported crimes of children, the all-time yearly favorite and always number one on the list is theft. It's 44%, almost 50% every year. Out of 5,000, out of 1,000, out of 2,000 perhaps. Thus, for many children, they violate the law because it is their way to survive. It's a crime of survival. There are claims that adult syndicates are using more children for their criminal activities because we have the law. There is a need to gather more data to support this assertion so that any recommendations for changes are evidence-based and more responsive to the issue. In any case, it would be more effective. It would be a more effective response if we crack a whip at the syndicates and strengthen enforcement of the laws, because with the destruction of these syndicates, the incidence of children being exploited to commit crimes will be greatly reduced. Merely putting children to jail is not the answer to reduce criminality. What they need are child-sensitive structure and programs to help them. A child placed in jail, often mixed with adult criminals and with no life skills, cannot be expected to come out truly reformed. It is just another way of setting the child to fail over and over and again. It will not make our community any safer. The law does not look at the issue of children in conflict with the law as an isolated issue. Usually, criminality in children is related to dysfunctional homes and community. It is very normal to sympathize with victims and be angry at the crime. We can talk of abused children and children who are abusers. We can talk about many issues about children, but at times, and many a times, we are actually talking about just one child with many issues. Someone who has been abused and has become an abuser. That is why the response of the law is focused not merely on imprisonment. Aside from rehabilitation of children who have violated the law, the national and local government, together with family, community, media, educational institutions, and private individuals, to name a few, are required to contribute to building a protected environment where all children can thrive. Everyone is required to be involved to make our society a better and safer place for our children. Nonetheless, popular opinion continues to favor tougher responses and harsher sentences, which can make the implementation of Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act difficult. So, some success stories. We do have some success stories about children in conflict with the law in the Philippines. I won't give you very many details for legal reasons, it's because some of them have requested anonymity. There's this one child who used to be a member of the gang and was involved in a gang fight. Instead of the victims filing a case against him, he underwent a program called the Diversion Program. And through that, he came out to totally reform. He is now an SK president. And he is now promoting rights of children. Actually, PPI reported about this. Yeah, it was Ariel who wrote that report. For Yahoo. Yes, for Yahoo, yeah. And there is one child again. He was found guilty of murder. He killed someone. According to him, it was self-defense. But anyway, he was found guilty. So he went to a rehabilitation center. Now, he is an adult. He is a professional. He has a family and he lives a normal life. He doesn't want to be known because he wants to put the past behind but he comes often to the rehabilitation center to tell children